drop hollows, now drop heat. If you're speaking on the rack, I'm top 3. I ain't and I'm still humble beats, ain't stuff from the streets, but I'm quick to pull up on my bully. You know that. Go, ay, go. Face shot, can't fly, ay, blow.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Stunner Santana, and I'm back with another video, man. And today's gonna be a fucking story time. I don't even know how long it's been since I posted my last video. I think it's been like a month at least. But nah, I've just been dealing with some other shit. It's been a while since I got to sit down in front of a camera and actually had time to record a video. So a lot of shit has happened in the month, but I'm not gonna get into everything that's happened. So basically, today's story time is gonna be about how I got fucking fired from my job. Like, y'all won't believe the shit that happened, bro. Like, it was just so stupid. Alright, but basically I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna start being more consistent on the videos. I got a few ideas coming up. So yeah, for right now we got a story time, and then I might have another story time, you know, in a couple weeks. You feel me? You know, the juicy shit y'all wanna really know about. But today's story time is gonna be how I got fucking fired, bro. Basically. Everybody and their mother know that I worked at Target. So there's a Target like right around the corner from my crib, right? And me and my ex now, we used to work there together. She's the one who actually told me to like apply for the job, and then I ended up getting it. So I started working there before she did, and then she came like a week later or whatever. So that was back in September. So yeah, I started working there. It was cool or whatever, a little light job. The management ass as fuck. So like they wasn't good at their job at all, bruh. And it's just like, yo, you expect Target motherfuckers to like be more organized because it's Target. Like it's a big ass franchise. But anyways, so like start working there in September now. This happened this month. So this is at the beginning of the month. So I'm working now there for 7 months, 6-7 months, right? I basically know everything about the fucking store at this point. Cause you know, if you work at a job for 6 or 7 months and you don't know what you're doing, then you need to leave the job. It's simple as that. So basically at Target, y'all know how I was talking about the management, right? So the management is so bad, bro. Like we had managers that were working there like for years and still don't know how to do like simple tasks and shit, right? So like the youngins, like people my age, like I work with a lot of my friends. So like people my age, we knew everything what we were supposed to do, like what task we were supposed to accomplish, this, that, and the third. So you feel me? Yeah, we knew what we was doing basically. So since everybody knew what they was doing, my fault, I had to go get a bed. Damn, that shit good as fuck. Anyways, so since everybody like my age basically knew what we was doing, right? One day at work, it was a Sunday. So the store leader for tonight, like the person who closes the store, basically like runs different departments if they can. So the store leader, I'm not gonna say her name or anything because that's fed, but the store leader was like, yo, Owen, can you lead for the night so we can get everything done? Because she had to look over like a different department, because it was usually, I don't know why, but Target is most busy on Sundays and it pisses me off. But anyways, so she was like, oh, Owen, if you could do me a favor and leave fulfillment, because that's the department I worked in. So I was like, yeah, since I know what I'm doing, right? So she was like, can you leave fulfillment? I was like, yeah. And then that's what I was doing. I was doing a good ass job too. Like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I was doing a good ass job. So like, I'm over here leading. I'm telling people on the mic or on the walkie rather, like, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Like, and it was just an easy ass night in terms of like getting shit done. So like, we have a deadline that's like 10 o'clock, and we have to pick a certain amount of items, right? Excuse me. We have to pick a certain amount of items by 10 o'clock and then pack them so they could be delivered or whatever. So, under my leadership and like what I was doing, we was done by like 7 o'clock. So that's just like a comprehension of what I can do on the job, you feel me? So like I know I could do my job well and do whatever it takes to get the job done and have no complaints. Like I'm not gonna be rude about this shit. I'm not gonna be like, oh, complaining or whatever, like complaining that you did this, and this wrong. Like, bro, just go and do this so we can get the fuck out of here. You feel me? So that happened on Sunday, and that was like at the beginning of the month. So yeah, that happened. It was like, and then the next day, I swear to God, you feel me? Usually, I work the night shift, so I go in at like 4:30 or 5, and then don't leave until like 10 o'clock when the store closes. So I'm in there, right? And you feel me? I just decided to start leading again because we got this new. All right, before I was rudely interrupted by my storage running out, had to delete mad shit just now. But anyways, so back to what I was saying. So that Monday night, I just decided to like come back into work and do the same shit that I was doing the night before. Like I just came in there, started leading because the our new manager wasn't leading us. So like respectfully, like this not a diss to anybody, but like we need to be led as a team because that's what our old manager used to do. Like he just used to tell us, oh, if something had to be done real quick, he used to just be like, yo, Owen, go do this, so and so go do that. So it's just like that's what we was used to, you feel me? So like when our new manager came in, he wasn't doing that, and we just wasn't fucking with him because he wasn't communicating with us. And it was just like, we need communication so we can function properly as a team. Anyways, y'all get the point. So I came in that Monday, I started leading or whatever. So I'm telling my friend Islam, I'm telling him what to do, right? I was like, yo, Islam, can you go hop into OPUs real quick? You feel me? OPUs is like when people order shit and they come pick it up. That's basically what it is. So I told him to go into OPUs because one, that's what he's good at. And then two, we have 5 people like picking standard batches. Standard batches are like when people order online and then it gets like delivered to them through FedEx or like UPS or some shit. So we have 5 people on standard batches and there's only like 100 more items left to pick for the night. And I was like, there are way too many people on standard batches so we can move some people around. You see what I'm saying? So like 5 people for only 120 items. We only need like 2 or 3 people. So I moved 2 other people to do something else. So after I told Islam what to do, I was like, yo, go into OPUs. And he was like, yeah, I got you. Whatever. No problem, right? No problem. As you would, like at a job, like you're supposed to just listen no matter who it is, you feel me? So you can get the job done. So tell me why this fucking old head, right? This old head just had a problem with me. I'm not gonna say her name, but let's make up a name for her real quick. Shit, I am not good with names. Let's name her fucking LaQuisha. Fuck it. So LaQuisha, right? She older, more mature, right? So LaQuisha, I call her on the walkie-talkie, and I was like, LaQuisha, can you go to the back and start packing? Packing is like just putting the items in the boxes so they can be shipped out. So like I was like, LaQuisha, can you go to the back and start packing? Because that's what she's good at, right? So she was like, at first she had no problem. So I was just like, all right, cool. She has no problem. We're good, right? So at first she has no problem. She's like, oh, okay, Owen, I'll do that after I finish picking the rest of this batch. I was like, all right, bet. Take your time. Whatever. Not rude at all. Just want to say that. Not rude to this lady at all. All respect to her still. But it was just crazy. But let me get back into it. So, I'm picking a standard batch, right? So I run into her while she's still picking her batch on the floor, right? And then she walks up to me. She was like, "Are you the one that called me on the walkie-talkie?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she was like, "Did our man?" I'm gonna give our manager a random name too. Let's see. Let's just name the nigga Quan or something. I don't know. I'm not good with names. Anyways, so she was like, "Did Quan tell you to tell me to do that?" And I was like, "No, but it needs to get done. So if you could just do that favor for me, please, that would be nice." And then she was like, "Oh, okay." And then walked off, right? And like 5 minutes later, I run into her again, and she's like in the aisle with all the pads and tampons and stuff. So I'm just like, so she looks at me and she was like, Steve, oh, I almost said his name. Quan. She was like, Quan didn't tell you to tell me to do that. So I'm not going to do it. So I was like, all right, if you want to listen to him, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, it needs to get done anyway. So if you could just do that for me, that would be nice. But you can listen to him if you want to, because that is the manager. So I was like, all right, that's fine with me, whatever. So as soon as I finish picking my batch, I go to the back room where all like the shit is. I go to the back room and I start like stocking up the supply chain with fucking boxes and shit because we were running out of boxes at each station, so people could like pack accordingly, basically. So I'm doing that, and then LaQuisha, she actually listened to me and what I told her to do. So she was back there doing what I asked her to do anyway. So I saw no problem. I'm giving her boxes so because she's running out, whatever. And then she interrupts me while I'm doing some. And then she was like, "Oh, are you going to come back here and start packing soon?" And I was like, "Yeah, so is everybody else as soon as we get done picking for the night." And then she was like, "Oh, okay, again, whatever, right?" So, another one of my coworkers walks up to me. Her name is Sarah. So she walks up to me, right? And she's like, "Oh, Owen, what should I do now?" Because she had just finished doing something. She had just finished doing the OPU. She was like, "Oh, Owen, what should I do now? There are no OPUs left to pick." And I was just like, "Oh, you can stay back here and start prepping and packing. Just watch out for the OPUs, like in case one pops up, like just stop what you're doing and just hop into it." You feel me? Like basic management skills. So she was like, "Oh, okay." And then LaQuisha starts bugging, like she starts wilding. Like I'm gonna put like a little audio clip of what the fuck she was saying in the video when I edit it. So she started wilding, right? She started bugging. And I'm just like, "Bro, why are you doing all this?" Like she just started bugging. And she was like, "You wasn't doing any of this when our old manager was here." And I was like, I was trying to be respectful, but at the same time, she was just coming at me so crazy. And I was like, well, I didn't have to do any of this when he was here because it was already handled because he was doing his job. You feel me? Because like it was already done for. Like I ain't have to take lead. I ain't have to take charge. I ain't have to do none of that. So like she starts tweaking on me. She starts tweaking on me and my girl because we over there like helping each other with something. And then she was like, "Oh, you just be kissing on your little girlfriend here. Like we all can see it." Da 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 da. And she's yelling at this point, and I'm just like, bro, like I just wanna. You feel me? Like I just want. Make it, like, you feel me? Like, I just want to start punching on her low key. Like, it's like, no, I don't hit women, but like, she was getting me mad. And she was like, "Oh, you're a little ass boy. I'm not about to sit here and let a little ass boy tell me what to do." And I was just like, bro, like, you're doing way too much. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're at this grown age, at your prehistoric age, she over here wilding on an 18-year-old because I told her to do something. You feel me? Like, this is supposed to be a team and you over here wilding. So the next thing, right? Basically, she's still tweaking or whatever. This argument went on for 20 minutes. I swear to God, went on for 20 minutes. Like, my girl walked out of the room. Excuse me again, damn. So my girl at the time, my fault. My girl at the time. So she walked out of the room, and at this point, LaQuisha was still talking. Like, she just started dragging my girl into the conversation, and she was like, "Oh, y'all be giving stank looks to everybody, this, that, and the third, and y'all are mad disrespectful." And I was like, first of all, I had never even uttered a word to you this whole time we've been working here. Like, me and her started working here at the same time, around the same time. Like, I want to say she started working like 2 weeks after me, maybe. So she was like, "Oh, you're just mad disrespectful." And I was like, how am I disrespectful when I've never spoken to you a day in my life? So it's just like, what are you talking about? So she was like, "Oh, you're just mad disrespectful. I don't like that. And y'all just be giving dirty looks to everybody." I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I said hi to her once, and that was it. Like, literally, that was it. So, like, she's still tweaking. Like, she's still going off. And this one, she started going off on a fucking tangent, and I hate that shit. And she was just talking over me. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, when somebody talks over me and doesn't let me get my point across. You feel me? So, like, she talking over me. She talking about, I'm 44. I may not look like it, but I'm 44. I got 3 kids. I'm trying to buy a house and pay for my mortgage. And I got 2 jobs. I work as a bank teller. And I'm just like, whoop-de-fucking-do. Like, I don't care.
Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. You want to fight? Fight me, suck my dick. Fight me, suck my dick.
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
Like, nobody asked for all that. Like, how do we go from, LaQuisha, can you go to the back and start packing, to you talking about your 3 kids? Who asked about your 3 kids? I don't give a fuck about them measly little bastards. Like,
Fucking kid, Elijah!
What the hell is wrong with you?
You too, man! Keisha, what the fuck? You want some too?
I walk around like that bitch.
that's your fault. Like, you came here to work at Target and you trying to nurture 3 kids. Like, why would you have 3 kids if you know you couldn't take care of them well? That's all I'm saying. So I didn't get disrespectful in the conversation, but she was just coming at me like all sorts of crazy. And then she was like, "Oh, I come in here, I don't talk to nobody, I don't do nothing to nobody." And I was like, whoop-de-fucking-do again. Congratulations, you're antisocial. Cause I don't care. Like, bro, like, nobody asked for all that. Like, okay, you're antisocial. Good job. Fuck. Like, mind you, I'm looking at her stats on the little app we got on the Zebra or whatever. That's like the little phone they give us. I'm looking at her stats. Her stats is ass. Like, she don't do shit right. Like, she's slow at packing. She's slow at picking. She's just slow in general. I don't know if it's the bones or like the arthritis. Like, I don't know what it is. So basically, she was like, "Oh, you told me to do this, but I got a bad shoulder. And I'm just like, okay, if you just said that, I would have let you continue to do what you were doing before. You feel me? And then she was like, oh, I wasn't going to tell you that because you're not the manager and it's none of your business. And I was like, it's none of my business that you have a bad shoulder. Like, what's the big fucking deal about that? Like, your shoulder. I understand, like, if your kid, like, got in trouble or something, like, that's none of my business, but it's your body part, like, it's your shoulder. Like, I don't care about that. Like, what the fuck? So, anyways, at this point, we're still continuing arguing, bro. Still continue arguing. Then my manager comes to the back, and he's like, Quan is like, what's going on? So he mad confused. He's like, what's going on? And then she yelling in his ear. She was like, what's her name I can make up for the person that owns the store? Susan. So she was like, oh, I'm gonna complain to Susan about this. Like, you're gonna hear from her. I'm gonna get this all sorted out. Da 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 da. And then she's talking to Quan. She was like, he was being so disrespectful. He was doing this, that, and the third. And I'm just looking at her. I'm just like, you're dead ass right now. Like, you're grown as fuck and you doing all this. You feel me? Like, you're mad grown. You're 44. 44. Like, why are you working at Target, bro? What happened? Be honest. Anyways, fuck all that. So she was like, oh, I'm gonna complain to the store manager, da 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 da, and you're gonna hear about this, and I'm gonna get you fired. I was like, all right, go ahead. At that point, I was like, go ahead, because she can't get mad at me for fucking doing my job. You feel me? So at this point, LaQuisha, she pissed. She calling up her best friend talking shit about me on the phone like I can't hear her. And I walk past her. I'm like, yo, if you gonna talk shit, say it with your chest. So I'm just like, yeah, I can still hear you, bro. Like, you not being quiet about it at all. Like, I can still hear you talking shit. So at this point, she tells my manager at the time, she was like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave. I was like, bye. Sayonara. Goodbye. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't care, bro. Like, we can get the job done without you. We didn't really need you. I was just asking you to do something for me. That was a simple task. You feel me? So it was just like, I didn't care at that point. And then she said bye. No, I said bye. My fault. But yeah, she was just bugging, bro. Like, she was wilding. And then, yeah, she got escorted out of the store or whatever because she said she felt uncomfortable working with me. And I was just like, I didn't do anything. Like, I didn't put my hands on her or anything. And keep in mind, y'all see my skin color? This is a black woman doing this. A black woman, bro. A black woman. You would expect this from, like, a white shorty, like a Karen. But nah, this is a black woman. Out of all people to argue with me, a black woman. You feel me? So I just felt betrayed, kind of. I was just like, bro, like, are you serious right now? So all that happens, you know, my coworkers and me are chopping it up about what happened. Like, we just talking about the whole situation. And then we all get off of work, whatever. Whoop-de-doo, job done. And that's the night. So at that point, I get home, but it's not even over yet. That was only like what led up into it. That's what led, because this whole story is really about getting me fired, but she is definitely the reason why I got fired. So let me get into the next part now. So basically, that was Monday. I was off Tuesday, and the next day I went in was Wednesday. Wednesday was fine. Wednesday was literally perfect. I didn't see that lady at all. I don't know if she was home or what. And then I was off Thursday. And then Friday, bro, Friday was so weird. This was 2 weeks ago. I swear to God. Friday was so weird. So what happened was, like, I go into work, right? I see the lady I argue with walking around the store or whatever. I didn't pay no mind. I was like, okay, the situation done. So I'm like doing. I come in at 5, right? So I'm working, and then I'm with my man Justin in the back, and we talking about something, right? We talking about our hours because they was cutting our hours for some reason. So we talking about our hours. He pulls up his schedule and he shows me, and then I go on my phone and I try to pull up my hours on the app, and when I go on the app and I log in, I swear to God, I kid you not, the whole shit is blank. It says weekly schedule hours 0. I had no schedule, no nothing. I was like, yo, nah, this shit must be a glitch. Cause like why the fuck, like why is this happening? So I'm just sitting here confused. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm in the back, I'm packing up a box or whatever. And then I get a call on my walkie and I don't recognize the voice. They was like, Owen, can you come to TSC? Like, it's the break room basically. But they was like, Owen, can you come to TSC because you have training to do? And I was like, training? Like, I've been finished on my training. Like, what you talking about? So I was just like, all right, give me a second. I'm about to finish this. And I thought it was going to be like some newly assigned training or whatever because you do it all on the computer. So I was like, all right, I'll come back there and check it out. You feel me? So I'll go back there. I'm walking across the store. You feel me? So I go inside, right? And I see this guy that I've never seen at this Target before, but he got the whole Target drip on. At first, I thought he was new because he didn't know the code to the door. So I thought he was like a new worker. So I had to tell him the code so he can get in. He was like, oh, are you Owen? I was like, yeah, you the one that called me? And then he was like, yeah, I'm the one that called you. And I was like, oh, I bet. So I go back there, right? And then this nigga is like, yo, come here real quick. And then he has me sit down in one of the offices that like the managers be sitting in. And I'm just like, some don't seem right. This don't seem like no training. So what y'all got going on right now? You feel me? Like, the fuck? What is y'all doing? This is not what I signed up for. Basically, so I'm in the office, right? He was like, okay, sit down with me for a second, Owen. And I'm just like, all right, what's up? So like, and then there's another guy in there. It was a security officer that was in there with him too. So I'm just sitting there confused. I'm just like, I thought I was doing training. Like, what happened? So like, we sitting down, right? And then at first, when this nigga started talking, he was like, oh, I'm from another Target, this, that, and the third. And then he was like, have you ever heard of like the department like AP? That was like the asset protection department. And I was like, nah, I never heard of y'all. And he was like, oh, we basically make sure like assets don't get lost, like basically making sure people don't steal. Let me just say that. So at first I'm thinking I'm getting like promoted to a new department or something, like I'm getting moved somewhere, like they trying to recommend me or something, because he started like giving the full description. So I'm just like, oh, so these niggas about to move me from fulfillment to a different department. And I was fucking wrong. I was wrong as fuck. So like that happened, right? So he explaining all this shit to me, like asset protection and like how people might walk out without paying for an item by accident, or how might people just blatantly steal, shit like that. So he was like easing into something like bigger. And I was just like, okay, where are you going with this? And then that's when he like addressed me directly. He was like, do you recall a time ever where you might have stolen something? And I was just like, what the fuck? No. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and snitch on myself. Not gonna lie, I was stealing in that motherfucker, but it would be like little shit. But it would be like food and like drinks and shit like that. But they didn't catch me for that. Let's just say that. They didn't catch me for that. So this man had a fucking full report on his desk of shit that I was accused of stealing. And he was like, oh, do you recall on this night? Do you recall on this day? Do you recall what items you took, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, yo, what are you talking about right now? And he was like, oh, have you ever stolen food or drinks? And I was like, no, like, obviously I'm not gonna snitch. Like, what the fuck? Like, why would I snitch on myself? But anyways, I'm telling y'all right now, all that shit they said I stole, I did not steal. So they ain't really catch me for none of that shit. I don't care what nobody said. So basically, right, I'm in there, I'm chilling, you feel me? My phone is going off. Like, it just kept ringing. I kept getting texts. And the guy that I was talking to, he stepped out of the room for a second. Because I didn't want to, like, open my phone right in front of him and be rude, you feel me? Because that's rude. So, like, he left the room for a second. I don't know why. So I pulled out my phone. And it's my girl calling and texting me. And then she was like, yo, I just got fired. And I was like, what the fuck? And she kept calling me, but I couldn't call her back because I was in the room. So I was like, I'm going to text you back in a little bit, but tell me what the fuck happened. And she was like, oh, they said I stole some shit. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, you stole some shit? Like, what do you mean? So, like, she was just explaining to me, like, a bunch of shit. Like, but she had a whole different person. Like, she had a lady. And now I'm talking to the guy about the same shit. So, like, he come back in the room or whatever, and he's still explaining to me like the shit I stole. And then at this point, I wasn't going for, like, I kept telling him like I ain't take none of that shit. Like I ain't doing none of the things you was accusing me about. So this is the part that made me mad as shit. So basically, right, he was like, all the way back in December. It is fucking March. It is March. What do you mean December? So he was like, do you remember all the way back in December? He was like, you were in the electronics back room and you took 10 chargers out of stock. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm dead confused because I'm like, first of all, if you think I stole 10 chargers, what the fuck do I need 10 chargers for? 10 charging cords, not even like the bricks, like just a cord by itself. Like, what do I need 10 charger cords for? First of all, I got enough of these shits to last me a lifetime. You feel me? Like, I got one is hooked up to my phone, like literally right now as I'm recording. So like, what the fuck do I need 10 charger cords for, right? And these shits came with my phone. And he was talking about like the regular USB, like not the fast cord shit, like the regular USB cords. And I was just like, stole 10 charger cords. Like, what are you talking about? And he was just like, and then he brought my girl's name into it. He was like, you and your girl stole 10 charger cords. I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, you went into the electronics back room, you climbed the ladder, and you got the lightning cords. And I was just like, cause it like, so on your Zebra, basically like when you picking a batch, it tells you how many items you need and where to get them at. So I was in the back room and the batch that I was in told me to get 10 charger cords. Like I remembered it perfectly. So I knew what he was talking about, but I ain't take no damn charger cords. You feel me? So I remember what he was talking about. So I explained it to him. I was like, the batch told me to pick 10 charger cords. So he was like, yeah, but you were supposed to backstock them. And I was just like, it was December. Like I didn't really know that because at that point, I've never backstocked before. So I just got the 10 chargers and put them in my cart so they could be fulfilled. You feel me? So like, I got the 10 charger cords. They're literally in the cart. And I'm just like, yo, what are you talking about right now? Like, I didn't take them shits. And he was just like, okay, so everybody knows, like, when you're in Target during, like, Christmas and stuff, there's a little seasonal section. So, like, he told me that me and my girl was in the seasonal section when the charger cords was in the fucking cart, right? And then he said that we walked out of the seasonal section and the cords were gone. I was like, who the fuck do you think I am? Houdini? Like, what do you think abracadabra, like, nigga, like, what are you talking about? So he was just like, yeah, the charger cords were gone. So I don't know if like your girl put them in her bag. And at that point, I really just wanted to I just wanted to smack him and make him shut up. Cause he did not know what he was talking about. And I was just like, bro, like, fuck is you saying right now? Basically, right? It's like, fuck is you doing? So I really just wanted to punch on him. He had a really punchable face, not gonna lie. But at first he made it, like, the way he was coming off, he made shit seem like it was sweet. So I was just like, yeah, this nigga, he low-key cool, but he pissing me off. You feel me? So he's like, yeah, the 10 charger cords disappeared, and I don't know what you did with them. I don't know if you put them in her bag. And I was like, first of all, why would my girl be carrying her bag? Mind you, she got a tote Marc Jacobs bag that she brings to work, like she brings everywhere with her. So she got a tote Marc, like, why would she be carrying that shit while she's working? You feel me? So I'm just like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, she doesn't even carry her bag while she's working. So what are you talking about? Mind you, my girl is still blowing up my phone at this point. She's like asking me what is happening. So like, I'm still not gonna pull up my phone though. So like, that shit really pissed me off, and we just kept talking. We kept going back and forth. Like, I kept telling him I didn't take none of that shit. And then he pulls out the report and he starts like adding up all the prices of all the stuff that I supposedly stole. And that shit only came out to like $56. So I'm just like, what the fuck? And he was like, oh, this has nothing to do with your employment status. I have to bring that up with my higher ups and see if we're still gonna like keep you, basically. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. So he said that. He walked out the room again and he got my manager. So my manager comes in the office and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to hand over all your equipment and I'm gonna escort you out the building. So I was just like, nigga, you just told me that you was gonna discuss it with your higher ups and that was gonna basically judge my employment status. I felt like I was on trial, bro, to be honest. So I was just like, so what the fuck happened to like what you just said 30 seconds ago to now that I need to give all my equipment up and I'm getting escorted out the store? Like, what are you talking about right now? He's just like, oh, we're gonna call you, basically. I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I hand over all my equipment. I walk out the store and my girl is waiting for me in her car. And yeah, we just laughing. We just like, damn, we really just got fired. And I'm just like, damn, I know I should be kind of mad right now, but I'm not. And this shit is funny as hell. So yeah, that's basically what the fuck happened. And like, me and my girl, we just went to go get food after. And like, it was just crazy, bro. Like, they was doing too much. But that whole situation, even though they was talking about me stealing, I feel like that whole shit was only brought up because of what LaQuisha did on that Monday of that week. Because if it was really that deep and they really cared, they bringing up shit from December of 2021. It is March of 2022. So if you really gave a fuck like that, you would have pressed me back in December and fired me back then. But since that situation happened, I think she snitched. That's what I think. So I think she just snitched and then pulled a bunch of shit out her ass. So, LaQuisha, if you seeing this video, I don't know how you would, but respectfully, fuck you. Not gonna lie. And I need to find a new job. So yeah. LaQuisha, I hope you and your kids are doing well. I hope you're able to find a house soon, because I don't know what's going on with that situation. But yeah, so that's basically it. So that's the end of the story time. Let me know if y'all want any more of these. I got a bunch of stories I could tell y'all, no funny shit, from like years ago, recently. So let me know if y'all like content like this, you feel me? Leave some comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are currently, last time I checked, we are currently at 53 subscribers. So like, I know it's small, but like, you feel me? The support on the videos has been nuts, and I really appreciate y'all. So that's it for the story time. That's it for me. Make sure y'all stay well, stay blessed, and do whatever you want to do that makes you feel happy for real. So that's my message for today. It's your boy Stunner Santana, or as most people know me as Owen. And I am out of here. I'll catch y'all in the next video.
I be fucking that bitch like she mine.